Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the BTS Podcast for January 2013. So, we've got quite a few interesting little topics here today. So, I'm going to start off with the Kalphite King. Kalphite King. Since the dawn of time, the Kalphite lair has been born and reborn as each new queen ascends to rule over her beetly minions. In the sandy depths way below the inhospitable Caridian desert, a new foe has emerged, and is eager to spill your blood and feed its ravenous nest. This new Kalphite has taken a different, far larger and brutal form, however, and even the queen herself isn't capable of ruling over him. It can only be the Kalphite King. In this brand new instance boss fight, you'll need to work cooperatively with a group of high-level players to avoid a quick and ungraceful death, including learning how to dodge the most damaging NPC attack ever. You'll have a large range of potential attacks, keeping even the most effective teams on their toes. The fight itself will be instant, so there won't be any issues of overcrowding or run-ins, as you'll be able to set rules to control who can join you for the fight. If you are skilled enough to prevail, the potential loot from this chitinous menace will be huge. To start with, he'll drop a range of new level 90 weaponry focused around dual-wielding melee users, with both main and offhand maces, longswords, and rapiers. All new Kalphite enemies will also drop the resources needed to repair this magnificent new equipment. In this brand new Kalphite hive, you'll be able to fight through graphically reworked Kalphites, perfect for Kalphite Slayer assignments. We are even overhauling their drop tables to make fighting them more profitable. The Kalphite King. Alright, so we've known about the Kalphite King since RuneFest 2010, maybe 2011. And we've all known that it was coming, but we needed a combat update before they were willing to release it. So, now we've had the combat update. They're going to release it first thing this month. And it's good that they're doing this because they have the player-owned ports for the armor, even though very, very few people have or will have this armor from the player-owned ports of the Tetsu, Sea Singers, and Death Lotus. Now they're going to have the level 90 weaponry, which is even higher than the player-owned ports armor, but is a weapon, so it won't really outshadow each other, because one's armor, one's weapons, and there's no weapons for player-owned ports, no armor for this. However, it does make it kind of like different, you know, just because where do chaotic weapons stand in this? Is dungeoneering going to become pointless after this? I guess maybe shields might be useful, but there's always the option of spirit shields, or really just the shields right behind all of the dungeoneering shields. So that's where we come to a crossroads where I want to say is chaotic weaponry going to become pointless after this point? Or does it become newbie weapons? Once all these weapons are out, it's by what it says here, it's mainly focusing on melee and dual wielding. However, that still discounts rapiers and longswords from chaotics. So that's what I'm thinking. I'm wondering if this will outshadow it, if the items are going to be too rare or too expensive to actually count them as being better than chaotics. And maybe the degrading rate might be higher than chaotics, lower than chaotics, we don't know yet. And also it's nice to see that they're reworking how Kalphite Lair looks, because that is getting a bit old. It really is. It's been quite a long time since an update on that. If there was even an update in the first place. I don't remember there ever being one. Anyway, next post now is the Had-Eye Wolf and Friends. It's winter again, and as sure as the seasons themselves, the legendary wolves Had-Eye and Skull stalk the Fremnik forests and fjords once more. Each wolf requires a group of experienced players to defeat, with Had-Eye focused around combat skills and Skull having a rather interesting fire-making alternative to traditional hack-and-slash techniques. The brave adventurers who assist in their demise will receive a selection of wolf cosmetic gear, a brand new one, as well as the existing pieces, and an angry wolf-sized chunk of bonus XP in combat, woodcutting, and agility. Okay, so what do I have to say about Had-Eye and Skull? Is that they're still calling it the Had-Eye Wolf and Friends, It's Head-Eye and Skull now. They're both equally important in this. And it's the same as every year. Now, for those who don't know, Head-Eye is a wolf that stalks in the Fremnik lands and will destroy you if you're a low level. I'm kind of curious to see how they fight now, though, with the EOC coming out. And how they might react to different abilities and stuff. They might be able to add that in and mix it in with the different ways that this thing fights. But in previous encounters, if you were a low level and that thing spawned saw you, you're basically dead. It's just winter is the time for noobs to stay away from the Fremnik area. That's pretty much what this is. And I'm kind of excited to see what this new wolf piece is. I don't like the hat, but the cape looks pretty nice. It is like this big bushy cape and looks quite nice for just some silly little event item. And also I believe there were boots and gloves that increased combat experience and wood cutting experience, I believe it was, or agility. So one of the 3 skills that you can get experience in. And of course you're going to have to fight these things to get it. So I'm wondering which piece it is. They'll probably recharge our old pieces as well, giving us even more experience. So I'm excited to see more XP and a fun little thing to do, but it's hardly worth a week's update if that is what they're planning on doing with it. Desert area tasks. The King isn't the only desert content we're adding this month. We're introducing the newest of our task sets, which overall covers the Caridian Desert. The task set incorporates 4 different levels of player skill, converting the traditional easy, medium, hard, and elite categories, with elites requiring such levels as 91 thieving, 89 crafting, to name a few. For those of you who haven't tried a task set before, what have you been doing? Seriously. Think of it like an awesome list of things to do, where you'll need to visit 4 corners of the desert, collecting items, visiting hidden pockets of the game world, and earning cool rewards while you do it. Rewards are, as always, numerous, and along with a hefty chunk of XP, crafters, herblorists, and miners will be particularly pleased with what we have planned. As always, the rewards will include a piece of upgradable gear, an amulet in this case. We're also including some new daily rewards, rerolls for the Dominion Tower, and improvements to 2 of the older, more neglected desert weapons. Alright, so the desert area tasks. Now I'm a little bit interested in this one now. So we're going to be getting another task set, which of course a lot of us already know what the task sets are, but if you don't, of course it's already explained in this, where they just say it's a bunch of tasks which you can go ahead and do for rewards. And they're not like quests or anything, although you could consider it somewhat like that. However, we get a certain item, we can upgrade the item every time we complete a certain task set, in, of course, chronological order. And it's going to be an amulet this time, along with all the XP and everything that we get. And they also have some kind of a special reward for crafting, herblore, and mining. But what I'm also looking forward to is the Dominion Tower rerolls, which, of course, is way too late. I mean, that should have been released back years when Dominion Tower was actually released. That would have been nice to see. But it is good that they're finally bringing it in. And the neglected desert weapons. I'm not entirely sure what that is. Perhaps the ancient staff, maybe? And, of course, we already know what tasks are. They're going to be quite high level ones for the elites, but otherwise it should be more or less the same of the old. So our last, if not second last, you can consider the last post to be somewhat of just a little thing there. It's not really much of an update post. But the last one, considering, is Demon Flash Mobs, which is much like the Goblin Flash Mobs. So I'm going to go ahead and read that now. The demons have entered an arms race. Unknown to many, demons don't just follow the word of Zamorak. Far from it. Demons are looking to strengthen the presence and power of their chosen god. And in late January, you'll be able to intervene if you dare. These demons are summoning and empowering their most powerful generals to ravage the land, draining blood and harvesting souls for a mysterious cause. This has not gone unnoticed. and a Ceradamus priest will need your help. Similar to the Goblin Flash mobs from 2012, only much tougher. You'll be able to fight groups of NPCs that appear in predetermined locations like the wilderness and other danger zones throughout the world. For those brave enough, new rewards await. This time you'll be able to kit yourself out with the latest in Warrior Chic, the Demon Slayer armor. In addition to its generous stats equivalent to Dragon armor, they'll also grant you XP when fighting demons, and increased dodge chance when fighting demon generals that spawn at the end of the flash mob. So, like I mentioned, this is just like the Goblin Flash mobs from 2012 and how it is said in the post. But they're going to be much higher level and they are going to be in dangerous areas. Not like the Goblins though. They spawn in like Lumbridge and other safe places. Where these ones are probably going to be more in the wilderness or in maybe Isafdar or maybe down in caves and stuff like that, where it is more risk to go there. However, there's more reward. So we basically get a set of untradeable dragon armor, which looks much better, in my honest opinion. And we'll also gain XP when fighting demons and have better chance to dodge the generals at the end, which after you get the armor is kind of useless, but the XP increase could be nice for Slayer, perhaps. And it's pretty much the exact same as the Goblin Flash mobs. Go through the Flash mob of killing a bunch of demons, kill the big guy at the end for a piece of armor, and then let all the Ceradama guys take care of it. Super final post here is the Solomon and Squeal update. Just what we always wanted. Yay. There's plenty of cool content on the way from Yelps and Solomon this January too. To complement the soon-to-be-released God statues that's already out, we'll be releasing construction training packs on the Squeal of Fortune, giving you a chance to score some handy materials for improving your player-owned house. There's also 2 sets of awesome-looking Kelphite armor overrides, so you can get in touch with your inner vertebrate. There's loads more to come as well as these. We can boost summoning XP from lamps, and bags of cash from Yelps, which is the same as coins, I guess. And abduction teleports, and some wickedly demon armor from Solomon. If you fancy treating yourself to a few spins on the Squeal of Fortune or something sweet looking from the Solomon store, January is the time. Have fun. Adding more stuff to the Squeal of Fortune and Solomon General Store. It's the same as always. They're adding more stuff to the Squeal of Fortune, of course, and they're adding more stuff to the Solomon store. You can kind of figure that out by the post. Anyway, guys, I've been TheRuneKin, and this has been the fairly short podcast, actually, for the January BTS of 2013. I'll see you guys next time.